What's up guys, Doomsday here. Today we're back again and we're going to be playing some jungle Yates in this video. So for this match actually I was just chilling in voice chat with some other people and we were all just queuing at the same time. So most of the people in this match were actually in the voice chat at the time. But it's pretty nice since most of the people are actually pretty decent, so it's not just completely one-sided or like steamroll, stuff like that. So I thought I'd still upload this because it was a good match. So whenever I play Yates, I always like to try and go for this pull. Sometimes people get careless, don't know about it. I don't think our mid laner understood what I was trying to do. But I was able to get the nice pull. And that pretty much just like guarantees your first blood, and it's just kind of like really toxic, but it just gets you such a good lead. Because now our mid laner already has like 300 gold. So that definitely helps. And even if it doesn't work out, if you don't get the pull over that wall, that cam is so helpful to your top laner. A lot of people don't realize that, and I know I haven't mentioned it much, but if you get a cam inside, or at that place where I placed it, you can catch any jungle rotations like through their jungle. And if you also place a cam on the river where I made the pull from, you can pretty much cover all rotations. Because think about it. A jungler can't come from mid lane and gank top lane without getting spotted by the cam that you place on the river. And if they're going through their weapon power buff, then they're going to get spotted by that cam that you placed over there. So pretty much it makes it like almost impossible for the top laner to get ganked. The only way that they'll get ganked is if the jungler comes straight through the lane. And in that case, it's pretty easy to spot him. And it's not really a gank, so it does serve a purpose even if it doesn't work out. So that's why I like to just go for it anyways, because it doesn't really hurt. But yeah, for this match, our bot lane is Kensei versus Saw, which is a pretty hard matchup. So I try and go and help him out earlier, help him at least get some farm, because he can't do anything yet. He needs about one item or so before he can actually start doing anything to Saw. The Saw, like, that was like pretty good dodge there. He pretty much expected the pull. I should have held on to it and then looked for a better pull. That's pretty bad. Yeah, he gets in a good recall here. Just fine. So now I can get in the shop too. Now I'm looking for mid because the Silvernail is super low. I don't know if he has Flask or not at this point. But it's actually a CP Silvernail. CP Silvernail is pretty good, but it has to be a good player on it. So now everybody's recalling in mid. So there's really no point in going there anymore. So start to top because they're pushing in that wave. Now I want the Lyra to start to engage here. But the Lyra just wanted to focus on the farm. I definitely think they should have helped with the engage, but it's their choice.
A moose once bit my sister.
So yeah, notice how I didn't just run out there and throw the pull, because the kinetic was pretty obviously trying to dodge it, so that's why I didn't throw the pull right away. And I used my B, and then once he used his dash, because I knew he was just going to dodge my pull with his dash if I just pulled right away. So that's why I didn't just run over there and pull. But yeah, I was actually metering the voice chat, so they couldn't hear anything I was saying, but I could hear what the Lyra was saying. And the Lyra is mostly worried about the farm, but like, since it was a captain wave, they only would have missed like 1 or 2 minions. And I definitely think it would have been worth it if we could have forced a Flask and gotten a kill, but that's his choice. So I don't really mind giving these to our mid laner because I am, of course, utility, so it's not a huge deal. But yeah, again, I gotta rotate back bot because our Kensei's gonna need some help.
All in the muscle memory. If you live right.
Yeah, there isn't really much I could do right now because with all these minions in the way, it makes it kind of hard to pull Saw, so really, just me being here, I'm just trying to let Kensei get an easier time to farm. Like, it's hard to get a pull with all these minions in the way, and Saws know that I'm looking for the pull, so he's playing it kind of safe, playing behind the minions. So like, see, if I'm not here, the Saw could be pressuring this Kensei, and then Kensei would be having a much harder time to farm. But now Kensei got like entire 2 or 3 waves, and that'll help him get towards his first item. Now once he gets a Serpent's Mask, he should be fine on his own. So over here, we have a cam over here, so I wait for Kensei, that way we can both come together. I'm able to get the pull on Lorelei. And we forced a Flask, I think, but that was a really, really good stun by Lorelei. That definitely saved him there. Maybe if, I don't know how low Cath was, I wasn't paying attention, but Maybe if Cat had stayed and helped with another stun, could have gotten it. But yeah, the build on me going for this match is just Stormcrown, Pulse Wave, and then tank items. That's really what you want to build on most utility junglers.
Every pack needs an alpha. I don't see anyone else stepping up. You will stay within my reach.
So I just start these up, and if the mid laner wants these, I'm fine with that. If they rotate over, I'll give it to them. If they don't, then I'll just take them. Really though, once you do get your Stormcrown and your Pulse Wave, you should be giving like all your farm to your laners. Because you really don't need it after that. Like that's your core items, plus you get your levels from that. So over here I'm looking to rotate top. I got my Stormcrown, so now I have a decent amount of burst damage. I'm looking for this kinetic. I know that they went to their healer. So over here I use my B ability to get the movement speed buff, but the kinetic is able to get a dodge. And over here I kind of just make a sneaky play. I hide inside this bush. See what kinetic does, and they don't know I'm in here. Not really, there's nothing they could do. They don't have boots. I noticed that when I opened the shop earlier, when I was taking my backs. It's pretty important to keep track of that. Heroes that don't have boots, they're pretty easy ganks. So yeah, that jewel canceled my recall. That's kind of toxic. So yeah, normally whenever I do play jungle, I like to almost always have boots off cooldown, and now I'm level 6, so I'm able to gank this, plus I have my burst damage with my Stormcrown. So now I can get him. And Kensei gets the kill, so that's good of course. If you can, you of course want to give your kills to your carries, because they need the gold. Now we're just pushing this in. We really don't have much, like, it's harder to take objectives with a Kensei and Yates. Because without ranged, it makes it much harder to push turrets. Luckily, with that kill, we're able to free up the lane. Now you just gotta watch out for their jungler. Yeah, Kensei wants a solo gold, because remember how anybody in the turret range, they split 300 gold, since it's just Kensei. He gets all 300. If I'm in there, then we're gonna split it 150, 150, but I'd rather have Kensei get the full 300, instead of him getting 150 and me getting 150. So there, yeah, we're really not ready to fight a Jewel yet. Jewel is pretty strong early in mid-game, and Kensei kind of struggles with that. See, I'm pretty sure they're rotating. The Jewel is somewhere around. That's why I pinged that. It looked like you said mid. I see kinetics coming up from that side. That was a good body block by Catherine. They body blocked the kinetic ult. So like, yeah, now Kensei's pretty much fine in bot lane by themselves. They don't need me to rotate down as much. So I could be looking for other rotations. Yeah, I'm looking back to go back top. We have pretty decent vision control, so can get a pretty nice jump onto this kinetic. I know they're gonna dodge again, so that's why I don't just straight up use my A. Then after they use their boots and their dash, then I am able to pull. Or else they would just put a dodge my pull right away. So that was a decent chunk of damage. We weren't able to kill him, of course, but we were able to at least force him off. And I'm looking for another pull, but like, I really don't want to go for it because kinetic will just dodge it again. So right now I'm trying to get back onto this kinetic, but I really can't. And this Jewel is being a problem. I'm trying to use my Stormcrown proc too. Yeah, I just had to back up here. He jumps onto me, and I just decide to ult away. Because I don't want to give him a bounty. Yeah, I'm heading back. I don't have boots or ults anymore though, so I can't really get the kinetic. This Jewel used his jump, which is a mistake. You don't want to use your jump like that, because now he has nothing to escape with. That was a pretty excessive cat silence. But yeah, what I would have done anyways is I just would have held my pull until the Jewel jumped, and then right wherever he jumped, I would just pull him right back to me. See, I'm looking for this kinetic again. I think they spot me over here though, so they start to back up. Now I want to see if they come back and fight for this. I'm just holding it at a health to where I could just one-shot it with my Stormcrown. So that way I know I can get the last hit if kinetic does pop back up. Well, I'm pretty sure they recalled this time. They didn't make the same mistake they made last time with the healer. Now see, this is up. I don't know where Jewel is, so I place a cam there, and Jewel's there, so... Over here, it's just me, and our mid laner doesn't look like they're in a good position to rotate much, so... I'm looking for this pull over this wall. I want to see if somebody gets back here. I was able to get the silver nail. I was really hoping for a follow-up from my team, but we were not able to get the follow-up. But I'm pretty sure it's because there's like 3 people in between them and me and the silver nail. Yeah, I couldn't really exactly... I don't know what the perspective was from their point of view, so... I'm not sure if they could have capitalized or anything, but... I was able to make him force a flask. Like, I know he doesn't have flask right here, so that's why I'm looking for the ult. Like, I know he has nothing. So I'm pretty much just able to clean him up. If he did have flask, I probably would have been much more careful and probably not gone for that. Since after I use my Stormcon burst, I really don't have any more damage. So... I probably wouldn't have gone for that otherwise. Because I don't want to give him a bounty to a CP Silvernail. Because once CP Silvernail gets items, he can actually put in work. So as long as you keep him starved in the lane phase, that's pretty much the most important thing. So here, I just want to go to the CP buff, look for a good pull. This is a really good position to get pull. So I'm able to get a nice double stun. I'm looking for a pull, like... I didn't want to pull the Lorelei. I'm able to get the Silvernail here. But then I realized this is a really, really bad spot to fight. This choke spot for Silvernails, it's just not a good idea. Because one tripwire, like if he placed that tripwire behind us and then ulted us back into it, we would have been slowed, silenced, and then the Lorelei could have just chained it with her own stun, and then we just all would have been like deleted. So we definitely should have been more careful over there. That could have gone really badly, but thankfully it did not. So I have my ult, so I'm paying attention to see if I can get a good ult anywhere, but it doesn't look like we're exactly fighting yet. And I see this kinetic. I just see that they use their dash, so I'm trying to see if I can get a pull onto them, but they boots right away because they know I was looking for the pull. Now, I don't know. They're pretty overextended. I'm able to get the pull on kinetic. They didn't have vision of me. That's the only reason I was able to get that pull. Yeah, I don't know. They were pretty overextended, but thankfully they started to back up. And then when they started to follow, we were able to turn that around pretty easily.
I came here to start.
Yeah, I honestly want to take a dragon right now because we pretty much have won all of our lanes. They had somebody dead, but our carriers wanted to get their buffs, so that's alright. We can wait a bit and then try and get another kill. Well, there's 2 of them here, so kind of back up to Kensei a bit in case I need any help. I was looking to get that pull, but the Jewel was able to get away. Now Jewel's in mid lane in that bush, so I'll start to head there. So we're able to get the pull. We're just pushing in this mid wave at this point. I want to try and take this turret. This is a really good place to start looking for pulls with Yates. Probably my favorite pull spot is right next to their CP buff. You could pull over that wall. That's like my favorite place to go for a pull. So over here I'm looking for it. I'm able to get the Lorelei. I was actually aiming for the Silvernail, but he sidestepped it and the Lorelei got hit by it. But of course Lorelei ult, they had fountain and everything left, so wasn't able to get that. Yeah, but here I'm just worried about these tripwires. These tripwires are really annoying. The Lyra went that way. I definitely think they should have tried to take the portal back. I'm not sure if it would have let him, but that was definitely the best bet to try and survive. I was just going for a blind pull there. Because I probably could have bursted him down if I did land that, but I didn't. No, I'm looking for the Sylvan. I know he's about to ult. Yeah, I was able to block off the ult, but sadly I didn't have Crucible, so the Kensei wasn't able to avoid it. But it's alright, I was barely able to live with my ult. I got super lucky there.
Every pack needs an alpha. I don't see anyone else stepping up.
So I got my Crucible now, so now I'm just looking at what else to buy. Really just like War Treads, Atlas for Saw and Jewel, Kinetic. Pretty much that's about it. War Treads, yeah.
What's the hunting like around?
So bridges can farm, now we're looking to go back to mid. I honestly think we should have sieged this mid turret, like... That's what I'm pinging right here. I want my team to group in mid. Because we can 5-man push really effectively with Celeste, Lyra. We have so much, like... We can pull off extended, like, sieges just because of Lyra heal, stuff like that. Plus, if I get one good pull, we can easily just turn it around.
We can always plan.
So over here, I'm just gonna clean up this Lorelei.
Think too much.
I didn't have my ult up for kinetic, so I couldn't do anything with that. The Lorelei got lucky that those minions were in the way, so I wasn't able to land that pull. Because that was a really weird angle. So yeah, again, our team's just leaving again, but... I'm looking for a pull. They don't have vision of me right here. That's the important thing. They don't know I'm here. But I wasn't able to get a pull that I wanted, so... I started to head bot way, but Kensei's fine on their own. And they're pretty aware that I'm here. Now, this is my favorite pull spot from right here. Sadly, I went for a blind, which is probably a mistake. I probably should have held on to it for a couple seconds longer until I had vision, but... I got my pull back up again. I'm trying to go for this again. It's a pretty hard pull, but nobody ever expects this, and you can land it pretty easily. So here now, I just got my pulse wave proc onto both of them. They're both completely slowed. They really have no escape. So yeah. That's my favorite pull spot right there. Because most people don't really expect that. So this one I'm looking for the pull again, but Lorelei goes the other way. So yeah, this point we're just getting the turret, honestly. There's no more point in looking for a pull. Finally able to get it. Now we're looking for this jewel. So I was trying to hold on to my pull in case he jumped away. I'm not sure if it was on cooldown or if it got stopped by a Lyra bee or something, but he didn't even jump. So if he was able to get that pull, I knew he was going to ult right away, so I just used my Crucible. And now we're pretty much just able to clean this up. It's just 3 supports chasing these 2 carries. See over here, I try and get this kinetic. I'm able to get my Stormcrown burst onto him. Landed with the pull. He still has Flask, but we're regenerating from the ghosting right now, so we're getting back up to full health. And yeah, I was about to go behind and dive when the Lyra just ulted and cleaned him up. These supports are so toxic, like Lyra, Cat, and Yates. Just 3 supports just demolishing their 2 main carries.
First, obviously.
So we're doing a pretty good job of keeping the Silver Nail shut down. We never let him get fed or let him get any good opportunities. So now really, we could just look to either take their jungle and stuff or go for Blacklaw. Those really are our best options. So they're coming over here. I tried to get my pulse proc onto him. The Silver Nail just ulted right away. And I was actually aiming for the Lorelei there, but I was luckily able to grab the kinetic. And that was a great cat silence. That got like all of them. So here, I just ult for the team barrier. I still have my flask, so I'm not even close to dead. One of them wants to go for me, but I just recalled. They went in way too deep. And Kensei was just getting Black Claw by himself. Like, once we were able to get the kill with the cat silence and all that, we should have just backed off. That's a mistake that a lot of people do. Like, they'll get one kill and then keep on chasing, like, go all the way up to the turret, try and turret dive and stuff like that, and then die themselves. And it's just a complete waste when you could just back off and then go for a dragon, because you already have like a 2-kill advantage, or 1 kill at least. So I'm trying to look for a pull. We really don't have the best siege comp right now. We don't have any ranged. That's the main issue without Celeste. It's just hard to push with this Black Claw. And Kensei backed off too, so we literally just have no damage. I'm just trying to farm up some jungle. I really don't care about the gold too much. I just don't want them to get it. Because like if I take this, then they don't get it. And the jewel jumps in. And yeah, he gets that, but it's fine. It's mostly the kinetic and silver nail that I don't want getting gold. So again, I was trying to grab the silver nail, but the kinetic walks into it. Like, we have no damage again though. That's why I start to back out. I'm looking for our Kensei. I just used war treads for him. And then I think we're able to block off the silver nail ult again. I couldn't exactly see. The animations are just so quick. It's just a prediction block. You can't... Well, I mean, actually you can block it off a reaction. I had a friend that could block silver nail ult based off a complete reaction, but it's a very rare you could do that. It's really, really hard. It's pretty much impossible, but most of the time it's like at least prediction, mostly. He was able to get a pentakill right there, which is pretty nice. Because as long as... When a Kensei dives, you just gotta make sure he doesn't get CC'd up. Like, if you just run in there, split the aggro with them. Because if people waste your abilities on you, then they can't use them on the Kensei. And of course, as long as you keep him from getting stunned, he could just keep on stacking up and regenning. Getting the barriers from his perk. So yeah, this Lyra was trying to get the turret, but the silver nail just ults him out. Well, this kinetic is kind of this Lyra is kind of overextended. I can ult if I need to, but I did not need to. So over here, I know they're taking their jungle. I want to look for something here. Again, I don't just pull right away because I know this kinetic will just dodge it. So see, that's what I mean by all game. I'll hold my pull until he uses jump, then I just pull him right back. So over here, I just block because I didn't want him to get ulted and trapped inside of that tripwire, so I kind of just used Crucible there, but now I don't have it anymore, of course. So yep, we're able to just get this turret here. I'm looking for a pull. I'm able to get the saw. And then we're able to just CC chain him, and he really can't do anything. Oh wait, never mind. Actually, he did get our Celeste. I don't even think I noticed that. We all just left him one shot. I thought somebody else was going to clean him up. I didn't really have enough damage to clean him up, so... I think he got a shank onto our Celeste, and that just completely chunked him down all the way. Yeah, I don't know why Lyra got TP boots. So over here, just looking for another pull, just trying to make him waste some stuff. Because even though you might not be able to get a kill with the pull, at least you might force him to use like boots or flask, stuff like that. So over here, I should have seen that ult coming. He was positioning just for it, but I did not use my Cruci. So over here, Kensei can just clean him up. Notice how they're just wasting all their stuff on me, and now there's like nothing left for Kensei. Like, if you could do that as a support, you're pretty much done your job, because it just makes it so easy for your carries. And also notice how, once I proc my Pulse Wave, I just ran up to him, got the slow onto it, and that made it super easy for me to land the pull onto the Silver Nail. Since he was slowed down all the way, it was pretty much just a free pull. There's nothing this Jewel can do at this point. We could just kill him. And again, I'm able to pull him back. And then that's pretty much game for this. So yeah, Yates is definitely one of the best junglers to play utility, just because it has good gank potential. It can turn around fights. You can literally carry a team by just landing amazing pulls. So anyways, these are the builds. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe if you have not. And I'll see y'all in the next video.